It wasn't just posturing. In recent weeks, satellite imagery has detected an unusual uptick in US military activity near the Caribbean Sea. Intensive reconnaissance flights, advanced naval deployments, and logistical preparations that raised more than a few eyebrows. Although the White House hasn't officially announced anything, all indicators suggest that Washington is seriously weighing field options against Nicolas Maduro's regime. But Venezuela wasn't just watching. Intelligence reports reveal that Venezuelan Su-30MK2 fighter jets began conducting intensified aerial patrols over the sea, participating in drills simulating direct engagements with US forces. At the heart of these preparations emerged the most dangerous card, the Russian-made Kh-31A missile, a nightmare Trump wants to keep far from operational range. Simply put, any US advance toward Venezuelan shores could trigger a strike that's nearly impossible to intercept. A lot of secrets and details are revealed in this episode, including the most dangerous weapons in Maduro's arsenal that Trump fears the most. Stay tuned. When Venezuela signed its deal with Russia in 2006 to acquire 24 Su-30MK2 fighter jets, the goal wasn't just to replace outdated aircraft. It was to build an air force capable of deterring any foreign threat, even from the world's most powerful navy. The first jets arrived in late 2006, followed by the full batch over the next 2 years. The aircraft quickly became the backbone of Venezuela's Air Force. The deal came at a time when the US was pressuring Caracas with sanctions and restrictions on American spare parts, prompting Maduro and his predecessor Chavez to bet on Russia instead of the West. The Su-30MK2 Venezuela received is a multi-role, twin-seat, twin-engine variant with long range and strong combat capabilities against both aerial and surface targets. Powered by two AL-31F engines, it can reach speeds exceeding Mach 2 and maintain high maneuverability even under heavy combat load. It carries 12 hardpoints capable of supporting up to 8 tons of mixed ordnance, from air-to-air missiles to guided bombs and anti-ship weapons. Its radar, an upgraded version of Russia's N001 VEP, allows tracking of multiple targets simultaneously, with a detection range exceeding 100 kilometers against large aerial objects. The digital cockpit is designed for effective coordination between pilot and co-pilot during extended missions, making it ideal for Caribbean patrol and rapid response operations. And today, nearly 2 decades later, the Su-30MK2 still represents the core of Venezuela's air deterrence strategy and the platform that sends the clearest message: Venezuela will not only fight on land, but also from the sky. Kh-31, the Russian spear over Caribbean waters. In a region saturated with US naval radars, any successful strike requires a weapon that outruns warning systems and hits before defenses can respond. Enter the Kh-31A, a Russian-made air-to-ship missile designed to pierce layered naval defenses and turn even a US destroyer into an exposed target, even if accompanied by the latest early warning systems. Its range varies between 110 and 160 kilometers, depending on payload and launch conditions, and it flies at speeds over Mach 3.2, more than 3 times the speed of sound. That gives enemy defenses mere seconds to react. Once launched from a Su-30, the Kh-31A descends toward the sea surface, skimming flat across the water to evade radar, before suddenly climbing in its terminal phase, diving onto the target from above, where US destroyers are least protected. Its warhead may only weigh around 90 kilograms, but its sheer speed transforms it into a kinetic spear, capable of destroying a command bridge or missile system with a single hit. But its most lethal trait isn't just its destructive power, it's the tactic. A single Su-30MK2 flying low and launching this missile from outside the range of US fleet defenses can change the course of an entire naval engagement before it begins. What makes it even more complex for the Americans is that the missile isn't just meant for ships. It can also be retargeted toward ground radars, command centers, and even AWACS aircraft, if they're within reach. Thus, any US naval or air buildup near Venezuelan waters is under constant threat. Destroyers could be directly penetrated, early warning aircraft could be silenced. Any US air campaign might start from a weaker position. That's why the war zone described the KH-31A as a serious operational threat to any US naval presence in the Caribbean, especially in an asymmetric combat environment. And inside the Pentagon, the whispers behind closed doors are even more revealing. Trump's fear isn't just about sinking, it's about getting hit from a place that was never on the map. The dark side of Maduro Iron Wing. Despite the powerful image projected by the Su-30MK2 and the KH-31A missile, the operational reality reveals several vulnerabilities that can't be ignored. The Venezuelan Su-30S belong to an older flanker generation, lacking some of the advanced radar systems and modern avionics found in newer versions like the Su-30SM or Su-35. This limits their performance in high-threat air environments, especially against fifth-generation fighters. Maintenance and combat readiness levels are also less than ideal, due to reliance on AL-31F engines, which require frequent servicing and have a historically low reliable operating time, with safe operation often not exceeding 500 flight hours before overhaul. As for the KH-31A, despite its hypersonic velocity, its base variant, according to some estimates, may only reach 70 to 110 kilometers in effective range, forcing the aircraft to fly closer and increasing the risk of detection. Moreover, if these missiles face modern US missile defense systems, the outcome is far from guaranteed, especially if the ships are equipped with triple-layered radar systems and AWACS coverage. In other words, the strike could be devastating, but it's not without risk. It might require more than one aircraft and more than one missile to ensure real impact. And now the question is for you, dear viewer, will Trump's Caribbean gamble end with a Venezuelan missile sinking the first American warship? Drop your thoughts in the comments.